can you address the pieces you think you'll have up front, especially with the experience, and what that should be able to allow you to do to maybe break in some new guys at linebacker?
Yeah, so this is the first time in a while that we've had an experienced defensive line. And, that gets us really excited. We've kind of had to mix and match the pieces at times, especially 2 years ago. This last year we were pretty good health-wise. But, you look across the board and we have a good number of guys who've not only played but been productive for us. So you start inside with Keanu Benton, and we all see the potential there. He could be a big play guy for us at that nose position. Bryson Williams, really love the progress he's made. Obviously, he missed time with some injuries, but we're excited about where he's at. So to have two experienced noses is very big in this defense. And then you look at that defensive end position with Isaiah Loudermilk and Garrett Rand and Henningsen. You have three very experienced players that they made plays. They've made plays and showed physicality. The next guy in that group, I would say Isaiah Mullins. Very, very physical kid, big, strong, just continuing to progress young in his career. And after that, there's a little bit of unknown. We like the young talent that we have. We feel like some guys are close, but just that alone, having that depth at both positions going into the season gets us excited. We feel like we can free those guys up to be more aggressive.
You played a lot of guys in the secondary, in particular at cornerback last year. If everybody's healthy, how many guys are you confident in who've had playing experience that you can rotate in there if need be at the corner spot?
I feel great about that group as a whole. And you mentioned it, there was a little bit of necessity playing so many guys with injuries. It kind of always seemed like, we get one guy back and somebody get hurt, and it was shuffling the deck a little bit. I am a firm believer in letting those guys let it rip and play as hard as they can and giving them rest. So we will rotate maybe a little bit more than some guys, but we've kind of had to do it a little bit more than we'd like, but out of necessity. And this year we'll see. I think that suits us because right now there's so much unknown. You're preparing so many guys. That's why I feel great that you look at what Caesar Williams, where he finished the season, really, really, really steady for us. Faion Hicks, Rashad Wildgoose, those guys have played a ton of football and very versatile. That group behind them, Deron Harrell, right? Dante Burton has played. Samar Melvin has played. Alex Smith has played. We have a great group that's kind of had their niche behind that group that's been very consistent and flexible for us. So it's going to help us this season, and they continue to grow all across the board. I think we did a great job of letting them know where they're at and just helping them take the next step, even though they weren't on the field together, creating kind of plans on how to individually get them better. That was a little bit of the challenge here this offseason, and I like the early results going into this camp, and it's going to be huge this year, having that depth because there's so much unknown week in and week out. We're looking at most of our positions on defense going, we got some experience and we have some depth, and we're going to have to rely on that.